Good morning, students. So today we start our new chapter, which is shallow foundation, right? So we're starting this chapter with some of the basic definition, which might useful in your next topics, right? So starting with the footing. So what is the meaning of footing? Footing is the lowest part of the foundation, right? Foundation of a structure that transmit the loads directly to the soil, right? Second is, what is the meaning of foundation? Foundation is the main part of the structure which is in direct contact with the soil and transmit the load of the superstructure to the ground. Bearing capacity, it is defined as the load carrying capacity of foundation soil, and usually we define this term load per unit area, and the unit is kilonewton per meter square, right? Now next is a gross bearing capacity, which is also known as a small q, right? So total pressure acting at the base of the footing includes the weight of the superstructure, self weight of footing, and the weight of a fill over the footings. So it's known as a gross bearing capacity. Next is a net bearing capacity, which is known as a Qn, right? So it is defined as a gross bearing capacity minus the original overburden pressure at the foundation level, right? And it equation is Qn is equal to Q multiplied by gamma multiplied by capital D, right? When the foundation is placed at the ground level, right? So overburden pressure is a zero, and the net bearing capacity will be equal to the gross bearing capacity. Next is ultimate bearing capacity, which is known as QU, and it is simply defined as the gross pressure at the base foundation at which the soil fails in shear, right? Next is net ultimate bearing capacity, which is QNU, right? So defined as the net pressure in the excess of a surcharge pressure at which soil fails in the shear. So basically it is equal to the gross pressure minus the surcharge pressure, right? Gross pressure is QU minus gamma multiplied by D, right? So the term identification is QU is equal to ultimate bearing capacity, gamma is equal to unit weight of foundation soil, D is equal to depth of foundation, and gamma multiplied by D is equal to overburden pressure or the surcharge pressure. Next term is the net safe bearing capacity, QNS. It is defined as the maximum load per unit area in excess of surcharge pressure which the foundation soil or bed can carry safely without risk of shear failure. An equation is QNS is equal to QNU multiply divided by F. So here F is equal to factor of safety, which is taken between 2 to 5. So next definition is safe bearing capacity, denoted as a QS. So it is the maximum gross pressure which the soil can carry safely without the shear failure. So it is equal to the net safe bearing capacity plus original overburden pressure, right? So the equation is QS is equal to QNU divided by F plus gamma multiplied by D, right? So next definition is net safe settlement pressure, which is QNP. So it is the net pressure which the soil can carry without exceeding the allowable settlement, right? Allowable bearing pressure, which is denoted as a QA, or it is also known as net allowable bearing pressure, right? So basically it is the net loading intensity, right, at which the foundation soil neither fails in shear nor there is a excessive settlement or detrimental to the structure, right? So it is generally a smaller of QNS and QNP, right? And so next is the design criteria, how we design this shallow foundation, right? So there are some basic criteria which will be followed, right? First one is a location and depth criteria, right? So location and depth criteria. A foundation must be properly located and foundation at such a depth that its performance is not affected by factors such as, first is a lateral explosion of soil from the beneath the foundation, seasonal volume changes caused by the freezing and thawing, presence of adjoining structures, right? Second factor is shear failure criteria or bearing capacity criteria, right? So, shear failure of the foundation of soil shall not occur. So, this is associated with the plastic flow of the soil material beneath the foundation and lateral explosion of the soil from the underneath of the foundation, right? So, an adequate factor of safety is provided to preclude the bearing capacity failure, right? Next is the settlement criteria. So settlement of a foundation, especially the different settlement, right, must be within the permissible limits. So because excessive settlement may affect the utility of the structure and spoil the appearance of the structure, and in some cases may even cause the damage to the structure, right? So there are different methods for the determining the bearing capacity, right? So first one is using is code method, and it includes bearing capacity, bearing capacity tables in a various building codes, right? The code is is 1904 to 1978, right? Second is analytical methods, which includes Tejagi's theory, Rankine theory, Meyerhoff theory, Brinch-Hansen theory, Prandtl theory, Skempton theory. And third method is a field method, which includes plate load test, standard penetration test, which is also known as SPT, static cone penetration test, which is known as SCPT, dynamic cone penetration test, which is known as a DCPT, and last one is a pressure meter test, right? So generally, these bearing capacity tables have developed by certain agencies and incorporated in building codes, right? So there are mostly based on the past experience and depends on some investigations, right? So bearing capacity of different types of soils as per IAS 1904 to 1986 are as described in the table, right? So there are different types of rocks, and because of the different types of rocks, right, the safe bearing capacity is different, right? And it's described as in this table, which is for rock, for cohesive soils, cohesionless soils, right? And here some remarks are also given in some of the particles, right? Okay. So there are some notes related this table, right? So first is values listed in the tables are from sheer consideration only, right? The values are very much rough for the following reasons. First one is the effect of characteristics of foundation has not been considered. Effect of range of soil properties has not been considered, and the effect of connectivity and inclination of the load has not been considered, right? For non-cohesive soils, the value listed in the table shall be reduced by 50 percentage if the water table is above or near the base of the footing. So, compactness or looseness of non-cohesive soils may be determined by driving the cone of 65 mm diameter and 60-degree apex angle by a hammer of 65 kg falling from the 75 centimeter. So if the corrected number of blows, which is capital N, for 30 centimeter penetration is less than 10, then the soil is called loose. And if the N values lies between 10 and 30, so it is a medium. And if more than 30, then the soil is called dense, right? Okay. So we stop our lecture here. If you have any confusion related in this lecture and about any theory, you can contact me anytime. Okay, thank you.